It's not often that Fully Charged can sort of go grand designs. When you get a call from somebody who's an engineer and has been in the motor trade for a long time and says, we've got a Tesla Model S and we're going to do something really special with it. And then you get a couple of pictures through and then you realise what they're building is a Tesla Model S estate, shooting brake, a really beautifully done, coach built, one-off, for now, estate car. And he says, why don't you come over and actually make one of the first cuts on the bodywork before we turn it into an estate car. And I'm like, yeah, I think that sounds quite fully charged. Let's go and do that. So here we are in Norfolk, in a secret location that's very secret. So we're sitting on the tailgate of a Land Rover Discovery.
We are.
Which has got plastic and gaffer tape on it.
It has.
And why is that?
Because the dogs have destroyed this car several times. So I thought I'd better protect it by gaffer tape.
Yeah.
Because dogs, when they leap onto this, do make an awful mess.
They ruin it.
Yes.
And this is all relevant, viewers, because the reason why we are here is because of this, actually, this creature in the back here. Come here. So let's just explain to people what on earth is going on, because we're sitting in the back of a car that isn't eco, talking about dogs and gaffer tape, which is not particularly fully charged on the face of it. But actually, you're on a bit of a major mission, which I particularly love the look of and sound of.
Yes.
Explain to me what this is about.
Well, I have two other dogs as well as this one, and I just couldn't get them into the Tesla without either scratching the back or having a real problem with solar energy coming in through the hatchback.
Sunlight.
Sunlight, yes. Oh, sorry.
Dogs die in hot cars.
They do.
It's true.
I mentioned this in a lunchtime get-together with Dorian Hindmarsh, a friend of mine from Hessel Engineering Centre. And, well, he said, well, what about an estate? I said, what do you mean an estate? So after 2 pints...
Only two? Only two? Amazing.
And a good sleep, I agreed that I thought it might be a good idea.
It set the cogs in motion?
Yes.
The Model S that's in that shed, you bought it new or used?
I bought it, it was 6 months old when I bought it.
So you're just doing this because of the love of dogs?
Well, the car wasn't any good for me without some way to carry the dog, because Ted comes to work with me every single day. I never go anywhere without Ted.
There is no fully electric estate car?
Estate car.
You either go SUV or you go hatch or you go saloon. We're here because we're going to see this idea through, aren't we? But today I'm here because we're actually going to cut your Model S up, not into many little pieces and put it in the bin, but we're basically going to convert the back in preparation for this new piece. I'm quite worried. You know what we're doing, yes, don't you?
I do. I was trepidatious about it to start, but the designer, Jim Router, he instills confidence in you.
Yeah.
And this isn't the largest of his projects by any means, so I've slowly gained confidence.
We're in a beautiful farmyard in Norfolk with a couple of wind turbines buzzing away behind us. And yet in that shed just to my right is a Tesla in shrink wrap and with lots of measurements on it, about to get the snip, basically. Let's go and have a look at it. Let's go and have a look at it. Now you must be Jim.
Yes, I am, John.
Hello, Jim.
How are you?
Yeah, really good, thank you. Thanks for letting me come into it. This is your den.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Your background is design.
Yes, engineering design.
Engineering design. So you've come up with the shape of how to make a saloon into an estate.
Yes.
The whole point of this project is to allow at least one dog to travel in comfort.
Yeah.
It's just such a great excuse to build a car like this. When you see it like that, it actually works to the point where you think, why didn't Tesla already think of this?
Yeah. It's not really an American thing, it's more a European, British thing.
Yeah.
To go for the shooting brake version.
Now, is this akin to projects you've worked on in the past, or is this a...
No, I don't think I've ever worked on a shooting brake before. I mostly do Le Mans cars and high performance cars.
Mostly do Le Mans cars, and then the odd shooting brake for dogs. Yeah. Tell me how do you start off with this? Because obviously this is a model.
Well, we took a Tesla car and did some scan data, laser scanning.
Yeah.
And that produced in the computer enough of the surface of the standard car.
So this is original back doors.
Yep.
So from this pillar back.
Is new, and this roof.
And that it's got a glass sunroof, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so
a movable sunroof, and this is a fixed sunroof. This will be black now.
Yeah.
And we'll probably do the top here black as well.
Just so it has a nice uniform black roof or something. Yeah. The lower part of the tailgate will remain.
We kept that the same, just to minimise tooling and change.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we quite liked the Tesla as it was.
Yeah, absolutely. And does this add weight to the original car or remove weight? Because
I should think it's going to be very similar.
Is it?
Yeah. I mean, there's been no CFD work on this at the moment.
This hasn't been in a tunnel.
No. But I believe we can make it, as good, if not better, than the standard car.
This is great. This is just brilliant. So potentially more aero, definitely better boot space, can fit dogs in. I personally think, I don't know what you guys think, but I think it looks cooler. I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
The car behind me is the one we're actually going to chop about today.
Yes, this is Phil's car. Yeah.
This is a P90D, and it was in fantastic condition, right? How many miles has this car got on the clock?
No more than 15,000.
15? Oh, whoa, okay. It's quite young. You've started the chop on the tailgate here.
Yep. And we'll bond for this one-piece tailgate
Conventional
version.
hinge from up here, yeah.
A new upper with a new tailgate glass and a new inner. Those two go together to make the structure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've mocked up in cardboard and a bit of tape some of the parts that aren't here yet.
Yeah.
Now establish where you can make a cut through the bodywork.
I'm feeling the pressure of that slightly. The waistline of the car is remaining standard.
Yeah, we wanted to keep the haunch.
Yeah, because it is one of the best parts of this design, isn't it? You've got the sort of chrome waistline at the base of the windows. Yeah,
which will probably vinyl wrap black to match a black vinyl wrapped carbon flying scarf.
The flying scarf.
Yeah.
So that's the
flying
name of
in the wind. Yeah.
Brilliant. So the name of that kind of shape, from the A pillar all the way along the roof pillar to the back, is the flying scarf. And then the inside will be standard, or?
Yes, there'll be some re-trimming, and that level of trim is up for debate, really. I mean, you can have carpeted or leather or whatever.
Rubber boot liner job, or for welly boots and dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you done measurements with the dog? You have. So the dog's been in.
Oh yes.
The dog's been in, and you've made sure it likes it in there. Good head height.
Yeah.
This is great, isn't it? That dog has no idea. Very important part of the R&D process in this instance is making sure that the dog likes being in the back of this car. You have no idea how lucky you are, honestly. What has the conversation been with Tesla themselves? A bit frosty, or has it been generally okay?
No, they're very content, as long as we don't mess with any of the electrics.
So they said leave all the high voltage well alone. Because this car is still in warranty, yes?
Yeah.
Ooh. Talk to us about these blue, beautiful. It's plastic.
Yeah, it's a epoxy plastic board that they bond together. You can see where the lines are, where the various blocks were stuck together.
And this has been CNC machined?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the inside of the boot lid, is it?
Well, not the boot lid, the goalpost as we call it.
Oh yes,
it's the reverse, so that's where the gas strut fits in.
Of course, yes. Yeah. So on this table you've also got, it's like a bit of a graveyard, Model S graveyard. You've got the rear end bits that you're not going to need anymore.
Yeah, this is the remainder of the tailgate that we don't need.
That's going to be a wall sculpture
of
some sort.
These are mostly parts that will go back on the car, number plate housings.
The internals of the tailgate, like number plate light and all that kind of stuff probably. And, I guess we need to move on to doing some cutting.
Yes,
quite soon,
we need to pull off some of that mock-up.
Yeah.
Get you an air saw to do some trimming.
It's like a measure 3 times, cut once, isn't it? Or in my case, it's like measure 12 times.
Oh, it'll be fun.
And cut once really slowly. Okay, so it's looking pretty sorry for itself now, isn't it? The poor old S. And we're about to make the first cut. Oh, I've got to get dressed into something more appropriate, apparently. Is that right? Yeah.
You'll need these, Johnny.
Oh, thank you. Wow, they're amazing. Blue, almost matches.
Almost matches.
Okay, Dorian, so we're going to cut a 90 grand car up.
Yes, you are.
Just to confirm that we're definitely doing that. Everybody happy? Raise their hands if they're not. Okay. So you've just done a pilot hole.
Yes, that'll able to get the hacksaw blade in.
Yeah.
Which is on the end of this lovely little windy tool.
Yeah.
And then what I want you to do is follow this careful China line along here as best you can.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
then,
Stop there.
well, you can keep going. Just follow the China line.
Okay, if it feels
Just
right.
avoid the door if you can help it.
I will avoid the door. I can always open the door.
You can
a
open the
bit.
door. Bit of insulation up here somewhere, which you've already assessed. You're going to be just fine with
Great.
it.
No orange cables. Great. They're
They're
all
all
on
on
that
that
side.
side. Hence
Good.
why you start on this side.
Good. Yeah. Start on the easy bit. Absolutely. All right. Well, let's
Are you
do
all right
it
with that then?
I think so, man.
Good,
I
good.
think. But we are definitely going for a shooting brake. Yeah. We're not going coupe. We're not going convertible. It is quite nerve-wracking when the owner is just stood there and he's filming it on his phone, just in case. All right, guys. Let's
Good luck.
let's have a go then. I'm cutting a Tesla up. Sorry, Elon. I'm so sorry. But it's going to be worth it. You wait. It's like about 100 people simultaneously playing a kazoo. I'm going to give you that. There you go.
Oh, look at that. You've done this before, Johnny.
I have, but it was on cars worth under 100 quid. Yeah, that's true. So while I've got you,
Yes.
Dorian, explain to me your part in this project, because you're, quite an important part of this.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Were you the person that
Sat in the pub.
you were the one that convinced Phil in the first place?
Yeah, we can do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened, yeah. Obviously, I've been associated and know a lot of people in the automotive industry. And this is a project that just needs adaptation. It's not like starting from scratch.
No.
And I've known Jim for a number of years. I've worked with him on other projects. And I thought this would be an ideal opportunity for getting something that's a first, first EV shooting brake.
Well, it's very much of the moment. The car's very much of the moment.
Yes.
And what you're doing is you're adding practicality to it. It's not like a silly
No,
conversion.
it's not like a stretch or
No.
a Hearst or something. And one of the big challenges, that faced us was how to do it that made it look right.
Yeah.
Okay, because Britain is littered with cottage industry builders who start cutting cars up and stick bits on, and it's terrible.
Yeah.
The styling's got to be complementary to the original Tesla.
Yeah.
Still got to be attractive.
Yeah.
Practicality is down at the bottom line, but also actually fit for purpose.
Yeah.
So using the materials, the carbon fibre, for example, we are not doing this as a half-hearted, half-baked attempt here with a bit of GRP filled with P38.
Yeah.
Okay, no matter how good the Maestro on the tin used to be, no, we're going for.
I've still got one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've still got a tin of P38 with a Maestro on it.
In a bollard.
Yes.
This thing's got to be made to last and be practical and functional.
Yeah.
So the only route really was to go carbon fibre. The glass on a Tesla is 5mm thick glass, which on a normal EV wouldn't do. You'd have thinner glass for weight.
Yeah.
And yet it's really thick glass.
Is that because they wanted it to feel silent and luxury and?
Possibly,
Or do
it
they
might
not care about
or it
weight?
might well be structural, because if you consider the roof is bonded and you've got the glass roof. You know, it might even add structural rigidity to it.
Yeah, and you're putting glass back in, right?
Yes, we are. So
Yeah.
we're working with Pilkingtons. We've had a mould tool made up for the roof.
Okay.
So we've got a glass roof section, which has to have a specific curve,
Yeah.
because obviously we've altered the roof line.
Yeah.
So we have a much smoother rake. So we've got a new glass for that. And of course the new rear 3/4 glass,
These which we hear, yeah.
which are bespoke to us in this car.
Yeah.
Obviously for owners and people that are worried, oh, what happens if I break it? Don't worry, we've got the mould tools made.
Yeah.
And they're not as expensive as you might think if you should break it. Just in keeping with the same cost of breaking a side window.
And to that end, obviously at the moment, this is the only car that's going to be done.
It is,
But
yes.
you've got the moulds just there behind me.
Yes,
Is the idea that there will be more than one? You want to build more than one?
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That's what everyone wants to know, right?
Specifically, we made the moulds and we invested the money in the moulds to be epoxy based, to
Yeah.
have multiple components come off, so that should the inevitable happen,
Yeah.
that people actually think, oh, crikey, I want one of these to
Yeah.
carry my dog around,
Yeah.
then we can offer it.
So there you go, you heard it. If you actually want a Model S shooting brake, it is a possibility. You need to contact Q West and it is something you could possibly order. But we'll just get this one done first and then we'll move on from there, shall we?
Yes.
Yeah. One thing I thought of, Dorian, is the back end's all going to be pretty much composites, isn't it?
It is, yeah, yeah, it is.
So where's the aerial going to go and for the DAB and all of
Yeah.
that stuff? Because that
It's a
lives.
good
Where
point,
does that
that.
live in the original car?
On the glass.
Right.
And of course, that huge acreage of glass has disappeared, and we
Yeah.
have a much smaller pillbox style glass now for a shooting brake,
Yeah.
which has your rear emitter on and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
And of course, you've got the two larger now 3/4 glasses.
Yeah.
So yeah, in the fullness of time, those 3/4 glasses can be printed up with those circuits. But
Yeah.
for this prototype and this one-off first one, the rear spoiler has been designed to house those special antennae for DIB, Wi-Fi, etc., etc.
Oh, so it's going to have a little rear spoiler.
It'll have a rear spoiler across the back,
Yeah.
which that's about the only piece that isn't carbon fibre, because it will attenuate the signals.
You guys haven't touched the electrics, have you?
No, not at all. No, the
You haven't
electrics on
needed
this,
to.
No.
So
nothing.
that's the orange stuff there is high voltage, but actually it's below the waistline of the car, isn't it?
It is. But the only piece of electric that we've had to touch
Yeah.
is we've had to disconnect the rear demister, okay,
Number
and,
plate light.
and the number plate lights and anything involved in that trunk. However, it all goes back again because we keep the light clusters.
Yeah.
Okay.
This part is
It's
original.
original, and we're just building the composite up from
Ah.
the back. There is a quirk, actually, that if anyone out there is a Tesla person might help us with, and that's a rear wash wipe.
Rear wash wipe.
Yeah, Tesla do not do a rear wash wipe.
Why? Oh, because it's a saloon.
It's a saloon.
And only strange Japanese imports have a saloon car with a rear wiper.
All Peugeot 406s.
Or a Peugeot 406. Really?
Yes,
Peugeot
I had one.
406. Really? I don't remember the wash wipe part of that car. Is the battery still live?
No.
No. So the car's not communicating with Tesla HQ
No,
at the moment?
no, they don't know it's here.
Okay.
Well, I said, as in not sinister really, but it's offline.
Yeah. But like you say, they know about the project.
They do, yeah, and we've spoken to them. I think when the first inception of this concept came about, we made contact with Tesla and said, look, this is what we want to do. We want to cut one of your cars up.
So you were really open with them?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One thing we wanted to be clear about is avoiding any kind of issues down the line with Tesla or problems. So telling them openly with a European marketing company, etc.,
Yeah.
we're going to do this.
Yeah.
You know.
And they seem okay about it.
They seem okay with it.
They haven't tried to stop you.
No,
Because
that's-
normally the first thing that a company like that will do is they'll send a threatening letter of, you better not do
Yeah,
that.
and I just didn't want any of that. So I
Yeah.
think if we'd have come across that issue in the early stages, or
Yeah.
it had not been receptive in the early stages, we wouldn't have got anywhere near this point.
Yeah, especially if you want to repeatability,
Sure.
like you said.
And I think for Tesla, they are very much about innovation, technology, and driving stuff. And they've got a quality brand now. They've spent a lot of time getting the brand.
Yeah.
What we don't want to do in any way, shape, or form is diminish that brand.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's why we're using the caliber of people we're using.
Yeah.
Okay, it's got to be right. If we don't
Yeah.
feel right, it doesn't get done.
Yeah. You can have a good solar panel on the roof. There's enough space for a good sized solar panel, you know.
Would it charge the battery?
Oh, of course it wouldn't. No, but it would charge like your kids' iPads that would be in the back or whatever. So an EV muscle estate.
Yeah, muscle wagon.
Muscle wagon, sorry, yes. Okay, let's keep it like that. Yeah. Muscle wagon, yeah. Yeah, very cool. Well, it's not often that you get to turn up at a really nice remote secret location, cut a Tesla Model S P90D that's going to be an estate car. So in about 3 weeks, I'm going to be coming back here. We'll be driving this when it's all finished, and it will look like a beautiful, bespoke, coach-built shooting brake, but obviously it's still a P90D. That's going to be mega, isn't it? That is so fully charged and up my street. I can't wait. But with a really credible team behind it as well. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel by clicking this link here. And if you want to support Fully Charged for more episodes like this one, click the Patreon link and have a look for yourself there. Thank you for watching. I'm Johnny Smith.